A group of people you laughed with are now discussing your downfall, but a chilling silence falls over your heart as the truth unfolds. A group of people you once laughed with, shared dreams with, trusted with your secrets, are now gathered in dark corners, whispering your name like a curse. The moon trembled behind torn clouds as their laughter turned to plotting, their smiles twisted into masks hiding betrayal deeper than you ever imagined. God says, do not let their laughter fool you. It is the veil over a storm they have summoned to break you. You stand at the crossroads of pain and revelation, feeling the weight of invisible eyes watching your every move, dissecting your strengths, searching for cracks to shatter. Their words, sharp as knives, carve shadows in your soul, yet you remain untouched, because the power within you is forged in fires far beyond human schemes. Archangel Michael says, their treachery is known in the heavens, their plans will falter before the light that surrounds you. This is not merely a tale of human betrayal, it is a divine battlefield, where whispers in the dark are answered by the roaring wings of angels, where the fall they desire is not yours to claim. The laughter that once united you now echoes as a hollow sound, swallowed by the thunder of justice preparing to awaken. God says, they believe they hold your destiny, but the truth is written in stars they cannot reach. Your fall is a lie they told themselves to feel powerful, but your rise is a promise carried on winds of sacred vengeance and mercy. The moment has come when the veil will lift, revealing the true faces behind the smiles, and your destiny will blaze brighter than ever before. A group of people you laughed with are now discussing your downfall, but your soul remains untouched in realms unseen. The moon trembled behind torn clouds as you walked unaware, footsteps swallowed by the silent night, the warmth of shared laughter now nothing but a fragile illusion. God says, do not mistake their smiles for shelter, their shadows stretch long and cold beneath the laughter. They gathered in hushed circles, voices dripping with venom, plotting under the cloak of camaraderie they once wore with ease. Each chuckle shared in daylight masked the sharp knives hidden in their hearts, the betrayal brewed quietly like a storm preparing to shatter your skies. Archangel Michael says, the deceivers dance in darkness, but the light of truth will find every corner where their whispers linger. You feel the weight of invisible chains, the subtle tremors of a downfall you did not invite but which others eagerly conspire to birth. The sacred threads of your destiny remain woven by divine hands, yet these humans believe they hold power to unravel your fate with their gossip and guile. God says, their plots are dust before the breath of heaven, their voices will be silenced by the thunder of justice. The night air thickens, heavy with secrets and deceit, a theater where your unseen watchers play their cruel games. But unseen also are the angels who guard your name, hovering near the threshold between despair and redemption. You hear no sounds but the echo of their silent wings, a promise that no fall is final where divine purpose guides your steps. The laughter you once shared with them now seems like a distant melody, fragile and fading as if played through a veil of sorrow and broken trust. Yet, within you, a quiet fire kindles, the fire of resilience, a divine spark that no darkness can extinguish. Archangel Michael says, "Stand firm, chosen one, for every shadow cast against you summons the dawn's victorious light." In this moment, the battlefield of the Spirit is revealed, the silent war between those who seek your ruin and the forces of heaven aligned with your salvation. The moon's trembling light fractures against the storm clouds, symbolic of the clash between falsehood and truth. God says, "This is not your fall, but their unveiling." Hold fast to the covenant of your soul. Beneath the surface of whispered conversations lies a deeper reality. Your true strength is not measured by the approval of men but by the decree of the heavens. The laughter that once bound you to them now dissolves like mist, leaving you naked in divine clarity. The weight of betrayal presses hard, but your spirit rises higher, untouched by their petty schemes. You stand at the precipice, watching the faces you once trusted morph into masks of deception, their words like serpents coiling in the dark. But angels hover unseen, shields raised, ready to strike down any weapon forged against you. The night shudders with tension, the thin line between collapse and triumph shimmering like a blade's edge. This divine suspense wraps around you, heavy and electric, a sacred urgency that cannot be ignored. The laughter that betrayed you is the herald of a reckoning that approaches swiftly, carried on the wings of celestial warriors. Archangel Michael says, "Prepare, beloved, for the scales will tip, and what was hidden will blaze like wildfire under the sun." God says, "You were never alone in the laughter, nor will you stand alone in the storm." Trust the unseen, believe in the unfailing, for your destiny is written in stars no darkness can blot. The shadows behind the laughter grow longer, but so too does the light that chases them away, promising a dawn beyond betrayal and pain. The whispered meetings continue under veils of night, their words sharp as broken glass, cutting through the fragile threads of trust you once believed unbreakable. The room smells of cold metal and stale breath, as the ones you called friends pull their masks tighter, plotting your ruin like alchemists turning gold to dust. God says, "Betrayal is a slow poison, but its taste will turn bitter in their mouths." They speak of your weaknesses with cruel precision, their tongues like serpents flicking venom into the air, hoping their shadows will swallow you whole. The walls listen silently, soaked with secrets heavier than stone, and the floor beneath their feet feels the tremors of a falling empire. Archangel Michael says, "Their conspiracy festers in darkness, but the light of divine justice has already marked their names in the book of truth." You cannot see them, but the veil between worlds thins, revealing the spiritual battle that mirrors the earthly one. Their whispers echo through the chambers of your heart, a chilling symphony of deception aimed to shake your foundation. But your soul is an ancient fortress, built with prayers and strengthened by trials no mortal eye can fully grasp. God says, "Do not fear the shadows that seek to blind you, for your vision pierces through the darkest veil." Behind their cold smiles hides a hunger for your fall, a craving to feast on your failure as if it were a banquet. Their plans stretch like tangled webs, each thread aimed to ensnare your hope and snuff the flame of your purpose. Yet, the heavens move with deliberate grace, unseen armies aligning to dismantle their schemes one by one. Archangel Michael says, "Their malice is a fleeting shadow. Divine swords will cut through their deceit and scatter the pieces to the winds." The veil of betrayal does not just reveal their treachery, it exposes the depths of their own emptiness, a hunger born of fear and envy. In their desperation, they have forgotten the eternal law that what they sow will return with fierce justice. The air grows thick with anticipation as cosmic scales begin their slow, inevitable tilt. God says, "They build prisons of lies, but the keys are already in your hands, forged in heaven's fires." Every whisper, every nod in those secret meetings is a thread in a tapestry of ruin they believe they weave. But the divine tapestry is woven with a power they cannot fathom, each thread connected to your resilience, each knot tied by unbreakable faith. The moon hides behind a curtain of clouds, as if shielding you from the raw ugliness of human betrayal, yet the stars shine brighter, each a promise of the justice to come. Their names are etched in the unseen scrolls where angels read with eyes that see beyond flesh and bone, into the spirit's very essence. Their plots are known, and no act of darkness escapes the gaze of the heavens. Archangel Michael says, "Their time in the shadows is ending. The dawn will reveal their true faces, stripped of pretense, powerless before the glory of truth." You feel the weight of their words like stones thrown against a fortress wall, but each strike only solidifies your foundation. The veil of betrayal is lifting, and with it comes clarity, clarity that frees you from the illusion of their power. God says, "Their downfall is not your defeat." Stand firm, for the winds of change are gathering to carry you beyond their reach. The sacred air hums with divine energy, a silent war raging in realms unseen, where your destiny is being rewritten with every breath you take. The veil between their lies and your truth is tearing apart, revealing a landscape where justice and mercy dance in a fiery embrace. The darkness they summon will be consumed by the light they cannot escape. As the veil of betrayal unfolds fully, know this: what was intended to destroy you will only reveal the strength you carry, a power anchored in the eternal. The night is long, but dawn is inevitable, and with it comes a reckoning that will echo through the heavens. Archangel Michael says, "Hold fast, for the moment of reckoning is near, and with it, your divine vindication." The earth beneath their feet begins to crack as divine justice stirs, awakening from the depths of heaven's throne room like a great storm ready to break. Thunder rumbles in the unseen skies, the echo of Archangel Michael's sword unsheathing, its blade shimmering with righteous fire, destined to sever the bonds of deception. God says, "Justice is not a distant dream, it is a roaring tide rising now to reclaim what is yours." The conspirators' laughter falters under the weight of a silent, invisible judgment pressing down like heavy, sacred stone. They move in shadows still, but those shadows tremble as the celestial light pierces through, striking the core of their falsehoods. The moon, once trembling behind torn clouds, now blazes bright, illuminating the battlefield where truth and lies collide. Archangel Michael says, "The scales are balanced, the swords are raised, no injustice can endure before the might of heaven." You feel the shift within your spirit, a trembling, a rising power like a volcano stirring deep beneath your soul. It is the awakening of divine justice, slow but certain, as a tidal wave gathering force to sweep away all that has conspired against you. God says, "Hold fast, beloved one, for the justice that comes is not cold or distant, but fierce and consuming, designed to heal and restore." The air vibrates with sacred tension, charged by the energy of unseen warriors marching on the horizon of your destiny. Archangel Michael's voice echoes in your heart, a battle cry of hope and victory that drowns out the whispers of betrayal. You stand no longer as a victim but as a chosen warrior, clad in light, prepared to witness the unmasking of lies and the breaking of chains. The sky roils with celestial fury, streaks of lightning tracing paths of divine wrath that will strike with precision and mercy. The enemies who thought to topple you will find their plans undone, their words turned to ashes in the wind. The ground beneath their schemes crumbles, for no foundation built on lies can endure the judgment of the Most High. God says, "Justice is a sword that wounds only those who deserve it. You, my beloved, are shielded in righteousness."